I'm Shomo Prabhu Mukherjee, and we are Group 10. The company that we have selected is Deloitte, and the industry that we've selected is consulting. Now I'm going to take you through the company overview for Deloitte and the services it has to offer worldwide. Deloitte Touche Tohmatsu Limited, commonly known as Deloitte, is a multinational professional services network. It is one of the big four accounting firms in the world and the largest professional services network in the world in terms of revenue and number of professionals. Deloitte provides audit, tax consulting, enterprise risk, and financial advisory services with approximately 300,000 professionals worldwide. In financial year 2018, the network earned a record revenue of US dollar 43.2 billion. As of 2017, Deloitte is the fourth largest privately owned company in the United States of America. Deloitte has been ranked number one by market share in the consulting industry by Gartner. It has also been recognized as the best consulting firm in both global and management consulting by Kennedy Consulting Research and Advisory for 4 consecutive years based on aggregate revenue. Now, we are going to discuss the services that Deloitte has to offer. Deloitte member firms offer services in the following functions with country-specific variations on their legal implications, that is, all operating within a single company or through separate legal entities operating as subsidiaries of an umbrella legal entity for the country. Audit. Audit provides the organization's traditional accounting and audit services as well as internal auditing and IT control assurance. In 2018, audit grew by 7.7%. Consulting. Consulting assists clients by providing services in the areas of enterprise applications, technology integration, strategy and operations, human capital, and short-term outsourcing. In 2018, consulting grew by 15.7%. Financial advisory. Financial advisory provides corporate finance services to clients including dispute, personal and commercial bankruptcy, forensics, e-discovery, document review, advisory, mergers and acquisitions, capital projects consulting, and valuation services. In 2018, financial advisory grew by 8%. Risk advisory. Risk advisory provides offerings in enterprise risk management, information security and privacy, data quality and integrity, project risk and cyber risk, and business continuity management and sustainability. In 2018, risk advisory grew by 12%. Tax and legal. Tax and legal helps clients increase their net asset value, undertake the transfer, pricing, and international tax activities of multinational companies, minimize their tax liabilities, implement tax computer systems, and provides advisory of tax implications of various business decisions. In 2018, tax and legal grew by 8.7%. The final one is GovLab. GovLab is the internal think tank of Deloitte Consulting LLP's federal government consulting practice, focused on innovation and government reform. Created in 2010, GovLab is based in the Washington, D.C. metro area and typically undertakes 8 or 9 research topics per year, focusing on how future trends, technologies, and business models will affect the government. Now we are going to discuss about the operations of Deloitte in India. In the later 1990s, Deloitte commenced operations in India at the same time as another large auditing firm, KPMG. In India, ICAI regulations do not permit foreign firms to carry out audits. Hence, Deloitte carries out audits in India under the name of C.C. Chokshi & Co., an existing auditing firm that it arranged an agreement with in 1998. In 1992, after India was forced to liberalize under one of the conditions of the World Bank and IMF-sponsored bailout, Deloitte was granted a license to operate in India. It subsequently purchased C.C. Chokshi & Co. and now conducts audits in India under the name of this firm. I'm going to take you through the growth and history of Deloitte. Deloitte was founded in 1845 by William H. Deloitte when he opened an office in the United Kingdom. In 1880, he opened the office in the United States of America. Now, from the year 1900 to 1930, it was the era of income tax. Introduction of income tax opened new avenues for accountants, which augured new business for consulting firms like Deloitte. From 1930 to 1950, it was right after the crash, and it augured in new business opportunities for Deloitte because, according to the industry experts and pundits, lack of proper auditing and regulations was one of the major reasons for the stock market collapse of 1929. Post-war, that is from 1950 to 1970, there was unprecedented economic expansion that took place in the United States of America and as a result, Deloitte's consulting business was up and running. From 1970 to 1990, it was the age of new management. This era led to a new chapter in the history of Deloitte as an organization, as they wanted to increase their capabilities through large number of acquisitions and mergers. From 1990 to 2000, it was the age of futuristic technology, and it was information liberalization and globalization that brought about new challenges for the organization. From 2000 to present, this is the age of data, and Deloitte started acquiring more and more companies to adapt to the global business changes that is occurring.
Friends, my name is Sudhakar Endo, and I'll give you a brief overview about the consulting industry over the years. In 2018, the top 5 consultancies grew at a percentage of 9.2% in constant currency, which is much faster than the total industry growth, which was pegged at around 5.8%. The largest consultancies continue to take advantage of synergies between consulting and other IT services. Those large consultancies among the top 30 that pursued growth via acquisition saw above market growth. Those whose growth was primarily organic grew below the market rate. Many of the acquisitions of the top 10 consulting providers were made to gain digital business consulting capabilities. Digital design and innovation capabilities were most prevalent, although there was a year over year rise in transactions aimed at acquiring digital tools. Providers with traditional technology consulting expertise performed better in 2018 than they did in 2017, which was primarily driven via cloud and technical architecture consulting. Among the largest providers, Deloitte, Accenture, and BCG gained mostly in market share. Together, they saw a year on year growth of nearly 5 billion and gained nearly 1% of the market share by driving growth in digital business consulting services. Innovation was an important driver of growth for Ernst& Young and Capgemini. Ernst& Young's investment in building digital innovation assets, including its wave-space capabilities, contributed to close to about 10% in growth. Capgemini's consulting services grew at around 37.5% in 2018, indicating a successful launch of the Capgemini Invent program. Cognizant, Infosys, Tata Consultancy Services, and HCL Technologies, traditionally thought of as integrators and heritage business process outsourcing providers, were top growing consulting providers in 2018. This growth came from a focus on localizing consulting skills via filling gaps in expertise with strategic acquisitions and by building on-cloud and emerging technology consulting momentum. IBM, the number 8 consulting provider in terms of market share, demonstrated a turnaround in 2018. It achieved a similar growth rate to some of the traditional business consulting-led firms. Coming to the market share of all the consulting firms, the 9% growth in consulting services of the top consulting firms in 2018 points to a continuing demand for organizations seeking help with the ambition and design of the technology strategies. Collectively, the top 10 consultancies grew at around 10% in consulting in constant currency in 2018 with regards to the consulting revenues. In the given figure, it shows the geographical revenue for the top 5 consultancies. With 45% of the consulting service market focused in North America and 31% in Western Europe, most of these top providers' revenues follows a similar geographical pattern. Although North America and Western Europe have the largest geographical share, Greater China, Emerging Asia Pacific, and Latin America are the fastest growing regions in consulting services. This is purely evident by the fact that these are the only regions which are growing in double digits. In 2018, the top 10 consultancies owned close to about 56.6% of the market share. This is a prime indicator that while this is a heavily diverse market in terms of skill and client outcomes, the largest consultancies have significant market advantage. That advantage is simply not limited to consulting.
Hi, I am Shumadeep Banerjee, and I will be taking you through business model and value chain analysis. Deloitte's value propositions that include accessibility, innovation, and brand. It means that Deloitte creates availability to the clients so that they have a wide range of options, strongly emphasizes creating innovative solutions for its clients. And it's one of the big four of the brand that makes Deloitte provide assurance for quality of its services. Deloitte's revenue stream is simple. It charges fees for designing and developing problem solving services for the customers, and prices vary depending on different types of services and clients. Deloitte's 2017, if you see the global revenues, it's $38.8 billion dollars. And if divided by any business, 35.8% of it came from audit and risk advisory, 36.9% from consulting, and 8.8% came from financial advisory, and around 18.8% coming from tax. Various organs of the organization embrace discrete characteristic activities defining the organization's value chain. So, in the study that we had conducted, there were four departments that undertook primary activities that we got from the studies. These were audit, tax, consulting or business development, and financially advisory services. However, numerous support activities also existed in the organization. Therefore, this section of the study sought to describe the various value chain activities of the respective different organizational departments. Primary activities that we identified were admitting financial statements to ensure that there were compliance statutory requirements, review of clients' internal controls, project audits, ensuring tax compliance, advisory services, business development, and certain other activities. Now, if you see the value chain clearly, we have support activities that including marketing, corporate social responsibilities, environmental issues, staff recruitment, training and development, retention, and other HR practices. Also, systems like system administration, acquisition department, and replacement of staff, training, and information technology. Deloitte's major strategic activities of growth through acquisitions and utilizing its multifaceted professionals with diverse skills and backgrounds to provide excellent service to its clients. The most important resources for Deloitte are the human resources, the relationship that it has with its customers, and a wide range of connection with its partners. The human resources also include consultants, accounting professionals, and professional services personnel. Now, we come to the competitive strategy of the firm. So, Deloitte is one of the, as we know, that it's one of the leading professional services network, and it provides services in many industries. So it has multitude of competitors, given the breadth and the depth of the services that it provides. The majorly being the PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst& Young, KPMG, McKinsey and Company, BCG, Accenture, IBM, Microsoft, Booz Allen, Hamilton, etc. These competitors are all strong in digital and technology as of today's. The client demands more text-related services. So all the big four are providing similar services, including audit, tax, consulting, and other services. PwC focused more on auditing field and has been ranked the number one audit firm in the industry. But Deloitte is also ranked to public accounting firm. Deloitte's audit practice is 40% smaller than PwC's. Consulting is its biggest service line. Also, Deloitte was one of the big four firms that retains full consulting capability. So that is one of the competitive advantages that we see Deloitte having over the, especially PwC. Deloitte has been compared among McKinsey, BCG, Accenture, to name a few. They are traditional consulting firms and have strong brand reputations for consulting service. Also, that's lots of national and local accounting firms are competing with Deloitte for accounting services. Deloitte's current strategy is growth through acquisition, and we all know the network that it creates in different geographies through different partners who are basically independent but abiding by Deloitte's corporate level strategies. Therefore, Deloitte's consulting ranking is higher than three of the big four. So, Deloitte's competitive strategy is to focus more on consulting service and auditing service and strengthen its consulting capability by keeping acquiring electronic agencies. It also invested much in different universities across R&D. Deloitte made 21 strategic acquisitions in analytics, cyber, and digital capabilities. It also collaborates with digital companies like Amazon Web Services, Facebook, HP, Oracle, and SAP. This collaboration strengthens Deloitte's capabilities in digital and business transformation, and thus helps Deloitte serve better to its clients. What more, Deloitte not only allies with these companies but also makes its alliances become its clients. So it provides an holistic and provides an ecosystem that we need as of today is to allow business to grow. So when these alliances face challenges, Deloitte's first service company that they look for solutions. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Rodrasho Dasgupta and I'm going to talk about the corporate and business strategy of Deloitte. So let's start. Deloitte is made up of firms that are members of the Deloitte Touche Tohamatsu Limited, a UK private company limited by guarantee. This structure allows Deloitte to be an industry leader at all levels, locally, nationally, and globally. Individual member firms have access to the skills and knowledge of other member firms, the ability to consult within the Deloitte network, and the benefit of the network's market recognition and reputation. Deloitte Global itself does not provide services to the clients. Deloitte member firm partners are generally the sole owners of the respective member firm. The member firms are primarily organized on an individual country or regional basis, and each operates within the legal and regulatory framework of its particular jurisdiction. They are separate and independent firms that have come together to practice under a common brand and shared methodologies, client service standards, and other professional protocols and guidelines. The member firm structure reflects the fact that the member firms are not subsidiaries or branch offices of a global parent, but instead are separate and distinct legal entities. This structure confers significant strengths, including a deep understanding of local markets and a sense of responsibility among member firms' professionals who have direct stakes in the integrity and growth of their local practices. Deloitte continues to reinforce this differentiating structure and achieve economies of scale with centers of excellence, global delivery centers, and other network approaches that are designed to deliver a constant level of excellence around the world. Members of the Deloitte network benefit from shared activities, investments, and resources that enhance their individual abilities to provide core services to key local and global clients and develop opportunities to their people. They also are able to leverage Deloitte's brand, eminence, and intellectual property. Deloitte member firms support and adhere to the purposes and policies of Deloitte Global by conducting themselves in a manner that sustains the reputation of the Deloitte network, aligning national plans, strategies, and operations with those of Deloitte Global as appropriate in consultation with Deloitte Global's executive management, adhering to Deloitte Global's requirements regarding professional standards, shared values, methodologies, and systems of quality, control, and risk, and advising Deloitte Global of proposed joint ventures, joint practices, mergers, and other cooperation arrangements and combinations of any type with any other member firms.
I'm Anirudh, and I would be taking you through the conclusion and recommendations. Deloitte should pair up the acquired company employees with Deloitte professionals or IT specialists to better fit them into Deloitte's culture and values. Also, Deloitte needs to train the professionals to better prepare for new SEC requirement and emerging new technology. Moreover, Deloitte can provide incentives to motivate the professionals to learn new techniques. Strategy implementation across different domains can be made as follows. First, the enterprise strategy. It is still the same as current Deloitte's vision, excel in the services it provided. Second, the inter-organization strategy. Partner with the Deloitte's current alliances and try to develop them to be Deloitte's clients. Third, the corporate strategy. Staying in the business that Deloitte has right now, stop entering into new businesses. Fourth, the business unit strategy. Slowing down the paces of merging and acquisition with other digital companies and contributing more effort to integrating the culture and values. Invest more in professional training to prepare the professionals to work with new technology and requirements such as XBLR, Bitcoin, and blockchain. Fifth, operational strategy. The finance department should figure out how to fund the investment in training, HR department should figure out how to better integrate the newly acquired company with Deloitte's value to achieve synergy.